Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Nurses Breakroom with Jenny Lytle RN. If you've been wondering where I've been the past couple of months, I wanted to start today by sharing a little bit about that because this break wasn't really planned. Earlier this year, I went on a cruise. It was my first one. It was wonderful. However, I ended up with an injury that affected my back and hip. And at first, I thought that it was something small, something that would go away in a few days, but that's not how it worked out. For over a month, I was dealing with constant pain and trouble sleeping and just trying to keep up with my hospice and my home care work and doing the bare minimum at home. And if you've ever tried to take care of others while your own body is struggling, then you know how hard that is. And I was going to physical therapy and seeing a chiropractor and getting massages and taking medication, some of them even ones that I didn't necessarily want to take, but I had to do something. And I was just trying to make it through the day. And so the podcast and the newsletter had to pause because honestly, I just didn't have much left to give. But something happens when you're forced to slow down like that and you start to see things a little differently. And I found myself asking some bigger questions. What actually matters most right now? And where do I feel called to focus my time and energy? And what does it really look like to care for ourselves in a sustainable way? Like not just in theory, but in real life. And that led me to the realization that, after 20 years in hospice, in case management and on-call and leadership roles, I really care deeply about the well-being of hospice nurses. We do meaningful work and we witness these amazing moments of love and connection and transition, but we also carry a lot. Emotionally and mentally and physically and spiritually. And I realized that I want to spend more time supporting the people who do this work. And so as the Nurses Breakroom comes back, you'll notice a bit of a shift, and many of our conversations will center more around the emotional realities of hospice nursing and the practical ways that we can care for ourselves while caring for others. And I started something called the Hospice Nurse Well-Being Project. And through conversations with hospice nurses, I'm exploring what this work really feels like and what sustains us, what challenges us, and what helps keep us going. And along the way, I'll be sharing some simple, practical tools to help support your well-being. And so my invitation to you is, if you're a hospice nurse listening right now, and you have a story to tell. I know you have a story because we all do. And I would love to hear that. So I'm having what are called Hospice Nurse Conversations. And it's just a relaxed 20 to 30 minute talk about the realities of this work. And it's nothing really formal. It's just a chance to share your perspective. And if that's something you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link in the show notes, or you can go to calendly.com/JennyLytleRN/hospice. And just sign up there to have that conversation, and it will be kept anonymous. So in the next episode, we're going to be talking about something that I've been hearing again and again in these conversations that I've been having. Why hospice nurses carry so much, and why it's not just about the workload. So if you've ever felt more tired than you think you should, this next episode is going to be for you. And before we wrap up, just a reminder for today, if you're in a season where you're just getting through the day, if that's all you're doing, that counts. You don't have to do everything at once. We all have those times when we really need to reevaluate our priorities. And until next time, remember, self-care isn't selfish. It's essential if we want to continue to care for others and live our best lives. Thanks so much. I look forward to you being back with me. And if you're not a hospice nurse, if you think, oh, okay, well, I guess this stuff doesn't apply to me anymore, let me assure you that the things that we're going to be talking about, the tools, the challenges, those are going to apply to a lot of people outside of hospice as well. But I just am changing the conversation a little bit to speak more directly to hospice nurses because that's what I know, and I know there is such a deep need there. So thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to being back with you soon.